Good morning, my Teaserking family. Welcome to Saturday. Hope everybody's well today. I am fine. I'm still fasting. And here's where I kind of get to the point where do I want to keep going or do I want to eat? And keep in mind, it'll be 48 hours about now. So that's, because I've already done the 48 and I'm doing it really for health reasons more than losing weight. I mean, I gained a few pounds, but nothing terrible. And because I want to clean my body, which is why I do the fast to get healthy more than to lose the weight. But it helps because you lose the weight, you kill bad cells. And so to get to where I'm going, I have to do the first day anyway. So I do the 24 hours. Now it's 48. And you go, well, I don't have to really eat now. I mean, I get the fast. So that's where you say my connection's unstable. Please wait. Okay, I'm reconnected. So that's where you get everything is. I've already gone 48. So if I want to do 72, and I don't know that I want to, I'll probably eat at dinner because I'm getting pretty hungry. But I think after class, I'll go to the pool and then maybe get some Chinese, which because they're not open on Sundays, or I can go get barbecue. But I already barbecued chicken yesterday. It's funny, I didn't eat, but I barbecued chicken. I cut up all my veggies and my strawberries and blueberries. So they're all set as soon as I can eat. But you're like at a point where you're like, well, the only way to get to 72 is I got to do 24 and then I got to do 48, and I've already done it. So I don't know what I'll do. If I wait till 6, it'll be another 6 hours. It'll be 54. At this point, yeah, that'll help a little bit, but what's the difference? Then I'll go swim again. And it's funny when you get in the pool, even though you're hungry, all that kind of goes away because you're like going, oh, good, I'm able to work out. So anyway, that's what I'm at. Let me get my coffee. 1 second. Sorry about that. So I'll take my Celtic salt, right? I just eat it and then drink water with it. Because I'm not eating, I'm not getting my minerals. So that gives me 82 minerals. So we got football. Okay. I don't know where I went, but I'm back. That was really weird. All of a sudden, my screen went to something else. I think I hit desk 2 instead of desk 1. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. So, so we got football today. I played all the games and the Ohio State Notre Dame game. So the picks are in. $25 for the week, $50 to get through the Super Bowl. Very affordable. Here to make you money. Let's go through the weather. KC Houston. Let me update that. 24 and clear, 12-mile-an-hour wind. Houston again, a warm weather team, and it's going to be cold in Kansas City. And Kansas City knows how to win these games. Houston doesn't. Detroit, Washington's in a dome. It doesn't matter. The Rams at Philly. It's 32 and snow and 9-mile-an-hour winds. And let's see. Snow likely before 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 17. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain 60. New snow. Well, this is not very good weather for the Rams. It says 32, but low around 17. So it should be a little cold and snowy for Stafford and the Rams. And Buffalo, Baltimore, we've got 13 degrees, 8-mile-an-hour winds, light snow likely, cloudy with a low around 6. Northwest 3 to 8 miles an hour wind, chance of snow 60%. So it's a cold day, which is not going to be good for Lamar. Josh Allen lives in it. It's not a problem for him. Lamar is from Florida. He's not going to he's not going to do very well in it. Let's see. Just a second. So if you bought my end of the season, and I gave you a password, I gave it for you for the whole year. So if you got it, I know some people bought where they took the playoffs. I know other people have already got it for the year or for the college and everything. It's the same password. You just keep putting the same because I gave you the bottom password, which gets you all weeks. So there's a weekly password, there's a monthly password, and then in this case, it's the end of the year password. So you just go in, put the password in, get the picks. So that's what happens. All right, let's look at today's odds. Brought to you by Teaserking. Everybody has their commercials. I can't stand it anymore. It's like I got to watch Netflix, but there's no commercials. All right, Kansas City 8.5 and a few nines, 41.5. Line really hasn't moved. It's been 8.5, 40. My line's been 6. My score is 23-10. KC an 18 with an 18 defense. I filled in the blanks here. So there's 7-1 as a home favorite this year, 14-3, which we can use because Mahomes and Reed's been there, 14-3. So a very strong home favorite, very tough to beat anywhere. Houston, an under team. They don't score that much. Stroud's average quarterback at best. He doesn't like staying in the pocket. Doesn't win big games. All the Michigan losses. So not a real big game quarterback. They are 15-3. 8-1 road dog, and Kansas City is 16-2 as a home favorite. This year, 7-1, and 7-1 is a play against home favorite, so they play close games at home. Next game, Detroit, all 9.5s, all 55.5. So the total hasn't moved in this game. The line, I was able to get 8.5s. If you go on the site, you'll see it. And I bet a 9 minus the 3. I looked at it like this. We all know how good Jalen Daniels is, but their defense is suspect. It's a 23. They did give up 35 to Philly. Last week, only 20 to Tampa, 24 to Atlanta. What was that Atlanta score? 30 to 24 against Atlanta. And then, well, last week they beat Dallas, with the substitute. And then they beat they go ahead and they beat Tampa 23-20, where they're knowing their defense is bad and they're trying to run the ball more. Well, I don't think that'll work on Detroit. I got 37-23 Detroit. Detroit's an A team, 21 defense, even with all the guys out. They seem to be able to play pretty aggressive defense. At least that was the play against Minnesota, was blitzing Cousins. Now, you can't blitz Daniels. You're fucked if you do. Although they'll have to kind of stop him from running. He's very accurate. The guys get open. They catch it, McLaurin. But I think the key to this game is Washington's defense is not very good. Look for Detroit to score 37-23. Detroit with the 21 defense. Washington 23. They're a B team. They score a lot. It's definitely a high-scoring game. Daniels against Goff. Detroit 14-3 in the teaser, but not that strong as a home favorite. They did lose to Buffalo, and they did lose to Tampa. And then the Bears, they didn't cover. Go figure, the Bears. Washington, 16-2 in a teaser, 12-2 as a road dog the last 2 years. They should keep the game relatively close, possibly. Detroit has a way of just jumping you and getting more points. They play very emotional football. If the coach stays out of the way, they should be able to win it if he doesn't do these fourth down craps, like he did against San Francisco. So in the clutch, he's got to get out of the way. Let the team play. Now, it is partly, will we see more running and more, milk clocking, because we don't want to give Daniels the ball and they don't want to give it to Detroit. But I think there's a point when the turnover happens, you don't get the fourth down, and all of a sudden you're down 2 scores, and then all of a sudden, fuck the run, we're gonna throw. And I think Washington realizes that they might try to run, but if they can't run, then we got to throw. And I think we'll see a lot of points. But Detroit, they can run it down your throat or throw it down your throat with St. Thomas and I guess the running back, whatever the guy, I can't think of their other running back's name is, Montgomery. I think he's playing, although he's got a hurt knee. How good is he going to play? But they score in the red zone, and we got to see if Washington does. They didn't against Tampa. And I think that's where it comes down to. I think definitely a game in the 50s, and I think Detroit wins by at least 10 points. Now, the spread's 9.5. Washington in 15.5 is entertaining, but I think at the end of the day, in the playoffs, the home team generally wins probably 90% of the time. And, I just don't see Detroit losing. After the way it goes is you lose that Super Bowl. I got to see if I'm still on after what happened. I think I'm on. Let me check. Usually have viewers and usually have comments. So let's see. Okay, I'm on. That's good. You never know. So again, this is two strong offenses and two weak defenses going at each other. Should be an over, but Detroit should win at home. In the playoffs, it's generally, especially the one seed, they have the bye, they play at home, they generally win, and the home teams in the playoffs generally win. So that's kind of how I start looking at it. It's not a week 12 game where I might take Washington. This is Detroit at home. And because they lost last year at San Francisco, I've noticed a lot in the playoffs. You get there and lose, and then now you get that taste in your mouth, and then you come the next time and win. And that's you see it in a lot of Super Bowls where, especially early on, Miami lost to Dallas, and then they went and beat Washington in the '70s. The Steelers didn't have to worry; they just won all the games they were in. But generally, you have to get in there and get used to it, and then you go back the next time and win. So I think Washington's way too young, and they don't have the defense. You need the killer defense. The steel curtain's what you need. That's why they won all those Super Bowls, not because of Bradshaw. Maybe Swan and Stallworth, but not because of Bradshaw. And it was mostly the defense, and that's what you got here, Detroit. Even with the injuries, they should get some players back. It's a big playoff game. Now, next week, I would worry when they play Philadelphia. They can be had there with that defense. The defense wins, but Washington's defense isn't that good. Certainly not good enough to beat Detroit, maybe to probably not even slow them down. But Detroit will have trouble with Daniels. We know that. Daniels is great. Again, it's Mahomes, Burrows, and Daniels. Those are your top three quarterbacks. And then Penix is coming up. And then you got Josh Allen a little bit lower. And I don't know. I can't think right now, but let's see. Bo Nix is coming up. Russell Wilson's still good. Herbert, I don't know. He choked. Stafford's really good. And then Golf's probably in that middle tier. And Hurts he's not going to win for you. And then Lamar, who's really not a good quarterback. Philly, 6-43. The number was 44. There's a 43.5. So it's pretty much the same. Both teams are the Rams with the 20 defense and Philly with an 18. Stafford and Hurts. Now, what you'll see here is, the Rams have a good defense. No, they don't. The Niners didn't really have much offense. And they had Arizona a couple times, and then they had Seattle a couple times. And none of those teams really have strong offenses. So that's 6 games against pretty weak offenses. It's sort of like Buffalo and they get Miami, New England, and the Jets. So it was always like, well, yeah, but they're really not that strong defensively. I got Philly winning 27-10. I don't see much of a difference from the Green Bay game. They shut down Green Bay 22-10, and I really don't see any difference. If you handled Green Bay, it's the same coach. You've got that. Green Bay had Jacobs. They had a better offense than the Rams, I think. And Stafford, okay, but it's going to be cold. He doesn't like the cold. So again, I got that. Stafford, Rams 15-3 as in the teaser, and Philly 13-3 is a home favorite. They lost a few where their trends, like I think it's 13-4 is their teaser. Them in a teaser. Now we're betting here on Philly's defense. We say the Rams play good defense against Minnesota. It doesn't count because now they know that Darnell basically blitz him and he stinks. So all they did was blitz Darnell. They watched what the Lions did. But Philly will do what they did against Green Bay, and they are at home, and they had a bad year last year, and they are not losing this game. They got Barkley now. He could run it down your throat. Hurts is adequate. He's not very out of a 1 to 10. Mahomes and Burrow are 10s, and Daniels, he's probably a 6. Not that good, not that accurate. Hard to read defenses. Can't read blitzes, but he's got Barkley. So it's a lot like Lamar with Henry. So 27-10 Philly, and then Baltimore, Buffalo. Let's check weather there. Well, we did in the other one, but so I'm not going to. Actually, we will check injuries. Baltimore, Buffalo. Baltimore, for some reason, is a 1.5 point favorite, 51.5 total. This game definitely is going over. Yes, it's cold there, but it was cold last week. Buffalo put up 31. They snowed against the Niners. They put up 45. They just score a lot with Allen because you don't know to stop him from running, and then he throws the ball. And if you stop the pass, he runs. So it's a very adept offense. They're both A teams. They both have 22 defenses. Lamar against Allen. Baltimore is 12-2 as a road favorite, 15-3 in a teaser, 30-7 in a teaser the last 2 years. Buffalo is 15-3. Now here's a stat for you. They're 8-1 as a home favorite, and they haven't been a home dog in the last 2 years. They were 6-1 as a road dog. So when they are a dog, they're 6-1, and they're never a home dog. Look out for that. When teams are normally favored and they're a dog, this is not Kansas City. This is Baltimore. Buffalo should be the favorite here. I got -3, should be the line. I don't get this line too much on Lamar. I don't get that, what they're looking at. So definitely looking at Buffalo taking the points as a home dog. So 31-24. Buffalo, I got winning. I think it should be high scoring. I think it'll be a lot of Henry because you don't want to trust Lamar. It's going to be cold, but Allen definitely takes over. He's the better quarterback. Where Lamar runs, but he's a better quarterback. Anyway, so that's pros. Let's check injuries. So let's do today's. Injuries, Houston. Joe Mixon, questionable. Really, everybody's injured with questionable. So I look for Houston, everybody to play. KC. Hardman's out with the knee. Mahomes is injured with an ankle. Don't matter. Chris Jones, injured calf. I'm sure he's playing. Pacheco, injured rib. I'm sure he's playing. McDuffie, injured knee. I'm sure he's playing. So everybody should be playing in the game. We'll go to Yahoo and see if there's another injury update that may be a little different. We've got Washington and Detroit. Washington, is there anybody out? To me, an injured shoulder, or injured ribs, or injured knee, the guy's playing. McGee, a linebacker's out with the hamstring. I guarantee you everybody else, Hurts and Crowder with hamstrings and ribs, are playing. Sounds like a nice dinner. We're going to have hamstrings and ribs. The Lions, Taylor Deckard, injured for personal. Well, I don't know. I'm sure he'll play. P. O'Connell, never heard of, is out with the calf. He's a fifth-string defensive lineman. Zettler, the guard, is out with the hamstring. I guess they get Montgomery back and Terrion Arnold, probably the worst cornerback in the league. Daniels will throw at this guy all game and he'll get all these pass interference calls. I'm glad I'm seeing people because I'm like, where is everybody? I don't know if there's a problem because it said 2 and now it says 0, but at least I'm seeing it. I don't know if you can't. I can't see comments if you're trying to do it. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. It did initially ask me if I wanted to share it, and no, I want it live. So I think everything's fine, but I'm not sure. I know I'm live on my phone. All right. So not much in the injuries. Obviously, no weather. LA and Philly injuries. Higbee's injured with the chest. Reader, the linebacker's out. This is for the Rams. Philadelphia, I got nobody. I got B. Young, defensive tackle, out. But none of my Georgia guys. AJ Brown injured knee. Barkley injured wrist. What kind of injury is wrist? What is? Why do you do it? There's really nothing major there. And then we've got Baltimore, Buffalo. We've got Zay Flowers is doubtful with the knee again, and Buffalo, and that's a big loss because Lamar throws to him a lot. A lot of injured guys for Buffalo, but nobody's out. Kincaid mostly, Milano, Amari Cooper, who's always injured. That's about it. So let's go to Yahoo. Yahoo sometimes has a little bit more up to date on injuries. Ron, if you're out there, if you got in, great. If you didn't, I'll check my email again right now. Coaching updates, playoff news, Bears interested in trading. Okay, can't wait. Trump proposed IRS reform to wipe out tax debt for millions of Americans. Oh, that's nice of him. Steelers reportedly turned down Bears' request to trade for Tomlin. Why would you trade for Tomlin? NFL injury tracker. All right, 3 hours ago. NFL injury tracker divisional round. Zay Flowers doubtful versus Bills. David Montgomery happy to be back. Let's see. Baltimore Ravens set to two. Zay Flowers missed practice again on Friday and has been deemed doubtful for Sunday's match. Flowers suffered a knee injury. Yeah, okay, we know that. Montgomery's back. Okay. Surprising, but he's good for the goal line. All right, here's a little bit bigger cut. Houston, the tight end's out. El Shahir is questionable with the knee. Mixon questionable with an ankle. I'm sure they'll play. It's the Chiefs. KC, like I said, Hardman's the only one out. Okay. Washington, the linebacker's out. That's it. Detroit, the guard's out. A defensive lineman I've never heard of is out. So nothing major there. The Rams, defensive end Murchison out. Linebacker Reader out. That's a big loss. And then a few other questionables. The Eagles, just Bryant Young hamstring out. Baltimore, Zay Flowers doubtful. And Buffalo, Ray Davis questionable with a concussion. So there you have it. We can take a look at what's going on. Coaching updates 1 hour ago. NFL coaching updates, playoff news. Bears interested in trading for Mike Tomlin. Reported. So why would you trade for Mike? He's the best that you can get. Now, he's a good coach. I don't deny that, but I'm not trading for him. The Patriots hired Mike Vrabel. Yeah, we know. I mean, if Dallas hires Coach Prime, you got to be kidding me. He didn't do anything. They had a decent year. They didn't make the playoffs. They lost to BYU in a game they needed to win. So I'm not really understanding you're taking him to get Prime Jr. So it sounds like Little League. Oh, my dad's the coach, and that sounds like what's happening here. Let's see. That's about it. Then they get into the playoffs. All right. So let's talk about gold. Gold's closed today. I don't know why they close it on the weekends, but So gold ended at 27.03 and 30.40. Silver, $30.40. So, you've got to understand that I'm looking at the big picture. I'm trying to explain why gold goes up, why silver goes up. It's because of the demand as I teach the economics to you. Um, but there's no timing. It's not like, oh, tomorrow it's going to go up, which I think it will go up a lot. I think something will happen on Monday with Trump, or if it's closed, it'll happen on Tuesday. But what I'm doing is explaining like how a car works and how do the oven work, or how to make a salad or how to make chicken. I mean, I'm giving you the recipe. So when I talk about gold and silver, why do I think it's going up? The dollar is going down because of the printing. So there you go. Oh, okay. Does that make sense? I think it does. Then from there, we look at what else is going on? What else is happening? Oh, all the BRICS countries are buying gold. Oh, okay. We understand that. Then we go to what's happening with the wars going on. Okay, that's costly. So they're going to have to print more money, and therefore the money becomes worthless. See, the Keynesians believe that if you print money, nothing happens to it. Like going for a fourth down, like, oh, there's no negative. Yeah, there is. You lose the game. But when you look at what happens with gold, it's first of all limited, and then it's demanded. That's why I tell you look at a Rolex, and that's why I tell you to look at a mantle card, because they're very limited, especially a graded mantle card or a Rolex. They're very limited, and there's high demand, so the price should go up. So with the dollar, because you printed so much, there is no demand for it. Nobody wants it because they all realize it's worthless. Putin said that. It's like a Snickers wrapper or something. I remember him saying. So they get that, and they're accumulating all the gold. And there's not a lot. There's 200,000 tons. And of that, 199,000 are already gone between China, Russia, India, Saudi Arabia, South Africa. I'm sure Brazil and Venezuela are buying, and UAE and all the BRICS countries have to buy, because if you join, you're going to trade in gold-backed currency. So they all need to buy gold, because nobody wants their bullshit currency. Like nobody wants the dollar or the yen or the yuan. They're all bankrupt. So with that said, I'm giving you what is happening. So you really it needs to make sense to you, right? So when I do things, it makes sense to me. Why am I buying gold? I'm not buying it blindly. I know it's being kept down by the derivatives. JP Morgan, the bullion banks are doing derivatives to keep the price down because they want you in the stock market, because that's where they make their money. They make commission. If you're in the stocks, they make money. They get the commission. If you're in real estate trust, if you're in annuities, it's also they can make money. If they give you 5%, they're making 10. So understand that. So when we look at investments, it's gold and silver are a huge undervalued investment, very limited and very much in demand. And when the dollar goes out because they keep printing, then everybody will go into gold and silver. The demand will raise the price. Now, when's that going to happen? I can't say tomorrow. With Trump out there, I think it's happening quicker and quicker. With the wars, it's happening quicker and quicker. CBDCs are not anything. Again, my problem is digital, I can't touch and feel, and I don't trust. And then it becomes where it's really not money. Money's what everybody wants. It's what's needed. It's what you use at the restaurant, the grocery stores, the clothes stores, the malls. You need money to pay for it. That's the whole point of a medium of exchange. How do you go to work? They're going to give me credits like Back to the Future and Biff. I mean, well, I want to make money. I don't want to make credits. Credits aren't money. They're credits. So you can't really time it. When, the U.S. keeps printing $1 trillion, $1 trillion a quarter for the debt, $36 trillion debt, which will soon be 37 trillion, means your money is worthless. It's not debt to GDP. It's the debt. It's 36 trillion is what you owe. How are you going to pay that back? It doesn't make any sense. You can't. The only way would be to come out with a gold-backed currency and make gold $50,000 an ounce, and I got all this money that's backed by it, and then I could pay off the debt, which goes to Russia and China and Germany and all these countries. They're the ones buying your debt. Now, nobody wants to buy it, so we're buying our own debt, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, if I put the Mahomes card out for $500 and nobody wants it, and then I buy it, yeah, I probably didn't make any money on that transaction. So that's really what you're looking at is there demand for it, right? And that's clear economics. Economics is just understanding markets, understanding prices. Prices are a signal. And so they keep the gold and silver price low to give you a signal not to buy it. Look, it's not worth much. It's 2,700. It doesn't move. Oh, I don't want to buy it then. It keeps you away from it, right? But then let's look what they're doing with Bitcoin. It's at 95, 99,000. I don't know. It's all over the place. What are they telling you? To buy it, right? They're saying, look how high it is. Now, it's a Ponzi scheme in the fact it's not real because there is no, it's all digital. And my problem with digital is I've never heard anything good happen with digital. The crypto queen, she made one coin, which was a total bullshit. It wasn't real. And I think the Russian mafia killed her. I don't know. She's gone and nobody's seen her in years. She's probably on the bottom of the ocean, right? And that's all she did. She put, there's going to be Bitcoin. This is as good as gold. And next thing you know, well, I really didn't do any of it. Somebody probably wanted it and she had to admit it's a scam. Digital can easily be a scam. You never know if you really have it. So when I tell you about Bitcoin, look, the price might go up or down. It's a bad investment. So if the price is up, it's because it's a Ponzi scheme. I told you not to get into Madoff. I told my brother-in-law, don't get into it. Oh, I'm going to get 15%. And, the rates were 3%. I go, that's impossible. It can't be real because nobody would give you 15%. They would give you 4 or 5%. So I talked him out of it. Now, maybe he made money on Madoff at first until he went to jail for Ponzi scheme. And that's the same thing with Bitcoin. So first of all, yeah, I know a lot about Ponzi schemes and scams and economics and money and investments. And that's all Bitcoin is. So please don't tell me I don't know anything about Bitcoin. I mean, first of all, I don't want anything to do with it. So I don't really pay attention to the price. Yeah, I know the price is high now. And you could have made money with it. Are you going to sell it? So let's say you just kept buying it or you didn't sell it. At what point are you going to sell it? So don't listen to me. Do your own thing. Do you know anything about it? Why did you buy Bitcoin? Do you know? No, you have no idea. Because it's going up. Do you know why the price goes up? Not a chance. And that's the problem. It's like gold and silver. Do you know why it goes up and down? It's derivatives. It's not free market. It's not people buying and selling. Do you know, do you know why Bitcoin goes up? It's a Ponzi scheme. Only if somebody new buys does it go up. And that's what Fink and Saylor, that's what Saylor does. He buys Bitcoin every month. This guy's going to go broke when the dollar goes out because Bitcoin really doesn't have a value. That's what I caution you against. So when you say I don't know anything about it, I get a little bit like, really? And you do. Well, what do you know about it that we don't? Because you can't have predicted this. And it's the only crypto going up, right? Why just Bitcoin? Why not the other Bitcoins and other cryptos? Why aren't they going up? Because they're not real. Digital currency is just a computer generated whatever. It's not real. The second problem is it's in dollars. So when the dollar collapses, the Bitcoin will go to zero. Gold and silver will not go to zero because they're real money. So all investments, you must understand, if you're investing in Rolexes and Mantle cards, why are you investing it? Because they're very limited, especially a Mantle PSA 9, a Joe Montana rookie PSA 10, because it's very limited and there's high demand. That's why you invest. Why did you invest in Bitcoin? Was it the 21 million? You think that's limited? I don't think so. It's not money because you can't transact in it and it's not accepted. Again, the whole scheme of money. Let me read that just for clarification, in case people don't think I know what I'm talking about. The value of money, what money can purchase. The market talks in prices. Supply are good sides, demand is cash sides. So it's the value is what money can purchase, but money is what's needed. I just read that, but I will be happy to read it again. Um, let's see. I know it's here. Okay. Qualities of the medium of exchange, which is money. Medium of exchange is what everybody wants. That's the first thing what a medium of exchange is, which means we go to work, we get paid, we take the money they give us, and we go buy things. We go buy gold and silver, we go buy food, we go pay rent and utilities and lights, we buy clothes, we buy glasses, we buy coffee and tea. Well, that's food. So, does that declare Bitcoin as what everybody wants? No, clearly not everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody wants gold. I would think most people want gold, the ones who understand it. The Bitcoiners might not understand gold. That's why they're in Bitcoin. And when they fall off the cliff, then you're going to thank me for not getting involved or getting out of it. But right now, you're pissing at me because, oh, by the way, look, the price went up. Yes, right now the price is up. I don't disagree with that. It's not for me because it's not real and it's a Ponzi scheme. So I understand that very well. I could have bought it years ago. I was at a poker game and somebody brought it up and I said, well, what's it backed by? Well, it's not backed by anything. I don't know why would you invest in it? It's not real. It's a fictitious thing, but people are in it. It's mostly mafia. It's mostly drugs and prostitution and illegal things. That's why Bitcoin's there, to do things so nobody can see. Is that what you want to invest in? You're playing with the Russian and Chinese mafia. Is that what you want to play with? So the price is up, but the price is up because they want to tax you. So you're going to pay a 1099 when you sell it. Then your problem is going to be when you sell it, it's where do you go? From what I understand, it goes to your bank, just like my PayPal. When people pay for football, it goes into PayPal and I move it into my bank. And then I take it out of the bank and go buy gold and silver with it. So I do my Rumpelstiltskin on it. So that's the point of it. Now, either you identify Bitcoin as a good investment or a bad investment. It's certainly not money because you can't use it. I can't go to Kroger's and say, here, I want to use Bitcoin. I don't even know how you would do it. I guess you could transfer it to Kroger's, I guess. I don't really care because it's not real, but okay. So are you doing that? No. From what I understand, nobody sells it. Nobody uses it to purchase anything. Everybody hoards it and keeps it because they think the price is going to $1 million. Is that logical? So people doing that and they're just holding it, and it's going to go up and it's going to go up. What can I tell you? That's fantasy. It's not going to do that. Then the problem is your money's inflated. So you're pricing it $100,000 in crypto in dollars is really not worth a lot. It's like I say, $100 is worth one now. It's lost 99% of its value, which means when you go to the store, you can't buy the same thing. And so you must understand that it's priced in dollars, therefore the dollars are going out. If you're trying to leave comments, I can't see them. I apologize, but I don't know what's going on. I see 0, but then I saw 2, and then it went to 0. So I think there's people watching, but I don't think you can. It was a screwy start because it normally says go live, and this time it said share, and I'm like, I don't want to share, and then it went go live. So I hope it's right, but that's what's happening. So you can be in something. All the people in OneCoin made some money in the beginning, and then they all lost all their money. People in Madoff made money in the beginning, but then once it was known it was a Ponzi scheme, all these people are crying, and all the people that made money had to pay it back. So you've got to understand what you're getting into. And I get it. I get it's a Ponzi scheme. Apparently, some people don't get it's a Ponzi scheme. They think it's real. Can you hold a Bitcoin? No. Can you? So as it's priced in dollars, when the value of the dollar keeps dropping, even though you have $100,000, what does that mean? We talk about Luke's friend who's got $4 million in his 401k, just got fired. Does he have money? No, it's monopoly money. So he might have $4 million, but I would tell him to sell it and buy gold because gold's going up and the dollar's going down. So don't tell me I don't understand. I do understand that. And I think now you understand it. And so because Bitcoin's doing well now, I would still get out of it. Or if you're not, at what point will you get out of? When it hits $1 million, when it hits 5 million, when it hits 10 million? If you think it's going to do that, what are you basing that on? So you seem to know it better than me. Then what are you basing it on? Don't know. It doesn't make sense because it's not real. So I don't want to own something that's not real. Maybe we'll talk like that. I want to own the Rolex because I can hold it. I want to hold the Mahomes card, and I know the Bonds card because I can hold them. They're real. They're mine. That's it. So I'm comfortable holding things that I have. I got money. I showed you my gold yesterday. I got that. Let me check and make sure Ron is okay. So I want things that I can hold and know are real. Now I'm more comfortable having gold in my hand. Okay, I assume you got it, Ron. Okay. I'm more comfortable with gold in my hand than nothing, right? Than a crypto, than a digital thing, because it's from the computer. Okay. So you've got to really understand that part. Well, let's see if there's one. Let's see if he holds. That's what you really have to see is what's going on with that. So with Bitcoin, it's not real. How can it be? It's just like, it's a computer thing, right? It's not. You can't hold it and touch it, so you don't even know if it's real. It says value in your account, which they can easily wipe out. They're going to want you to pay tax when you sell it. So if it's 100,000 and you bought it for what, 10,000, so you made 90,000, you get to pay 20% tax on that. That's 18,000 you get to pay on it. If when you sell it, and they 1099 you. And basically, then what do you do with the money? So the money is worth less, but then what do you do? As far as I can see, you transfer it into your bank. Maybe you can go theoretically buy a house or buy a car with it, but if the seller will take cryptocurrency, maybe he will, but it's not money that a lot of people will take. I won't take it. You can't pay me on Teaserking with it. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what the value is. And it's something I can't hold. I don't want. So when the dollar keeps going down and down and down, and right now it's just about out, what's the value of the Bitcoin going to be? So again, I'm thinking 5 steps ahead. That's what I do. So because Bitcoin's in dollars, the same as your house and your car, they go to zero because the dollar goes out. That's what you keep printing it. When you print $1 trillion a quarter to pay the interest, you weaken the value of the dollar. The more you print, the less it's worth. And it's as people start realizing. So I'm in the pool yesterday talking to some guy, and we're talking about prices in the grocery store. I went and got my veggies, and they had went up in price. He says, "Yeah, the prices are high." I go, "No, the prices aren't high. It's the value of the dollar that's declining, so it takes more dollars to buy it." Now, the veggies, you don't have to buy cauliflower. You can buy another veggie. That's how you kind of defeat it. You switch prices. You switch items. So a New York strip might be $20. Well, I won't buy a New York strip. I can buy a Delmonico for $12 if that's on sale or whatever. And so that's how you defeat it, by substituting it. So again, let's look at what money is. The medium of exchange is how our economy works. You get paid. Now, they could pay you in tangerines. They could pay you in soup. They could pay you in clothes. They could pay you in baseball cards. I want to get paid in gold. Just me. So you've got to really understand that money has been decided to be the medium of exchange because it's the 5 things. It's portable. So the qualities of the medium of exchange, it must be portable. A little bit does a lot of work, but it's easy. You can put this in your wallet. And now we have cards that basically transfer the money into the card. 2, it's scarce, high value. Overabundance loses value, which is what I'm talking about. That's what inflation is. You print too much of it, the value goes down and down and out, as it's done every time in the history of life. Ask the Romans about it. But if you keep it scarce, it's high value. That's why it has to be gold and silver, because it's the only thing that you really can't print and will always be scarce. You could make Rolex watches your thing, but how would you make a $1 Rolex or a 5? So that's where they come up with it. Divisible for small exchanges. There's 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 100s, or in credit cards. Fungible, every day, everything is the same. It's replaceable. Yeah, so you get they pay you, you get more money. Acceptance. Now, this is the key. This is the problem with Bitcoin. So please don't tell me I don't know what Bitcoin is. It is not accepted. I can't go to Kroger's with it. I can't go to the restaurants with it. I can't go to the malls with it. Yeah, there's the oddball pizza place that takes it, but generally he's only taking it because he wants to get at it cheap. But it's not accepted. You don't get paid in it. The government will never accept it as opposed to dollars, because JP Morgan has the printing press and they print the dollars. They can't print Bitcoin. So there's no way the banks or JP Morgan, who run the country, are going to accept it. So right now it's the same as a Rolex. And I show you Rolexes on eBay going for $200,000-300,000. So it's the same thing as a Rolex. You can invest in Rolexes. I would rather invest in a Rolex than in a Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. At least I have the Rolex. So the last thing is it's durable, which we know gold is. The paper can get burnt or ripped. Uh, Now, at what point the value equals the most marketable commodity? So, at what point is Bitcoin in this? Is it portable? You can't even hold it. I mean, it's online, but what if you lose the internet? Which happens. Scarce. Is it scarce? Is 21 million scarce? Don't know. I don't think so. Divisible for small exchanges. I guess you can buy $100 of Bitcoin or sell 100. I don't know. Fungible. Everything is the same. Replaceable. Can you replace your Bitcoin? Well, it's a computer thing, so I guess you could. Is it accepted? No. And this is where don't tell me I don't know what it is, and this is why I do not recommend it. It is not money. So, and is it durable? I don't know. It's not real. It's electric. It's like saying is your electricity portable? Is it scarce? Is it accepted? Is it durable? So I look at it not as money because it's that doesn't transact as money. People won't take it to be money. I've got to get it and then use it, and I can't do Bitcoin. The price is derived by Saylor and Larry Fink doing derivatives to push the price up and down. So you can tell me I don't know it, but I'm going to say it's just a collectible. I know it isn't money. So from that point, yeah, I know it. How it works, I'm not really interested in that, but I can tell you as masters in economics, as far as an investment, as far as my knowledge in economics, I can use that to tell you that I don't know what Bitcoin is from the standpoint it's just electrical. It's a computer thing. You can hold it. Do they really give it to you in your wallet? So I saw one guy when I went to Toyota and he showed me I got $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. Do you really? Okay. So why don't you sell half of it and buy gold? Because everybody's under this impression that Bitcoin will only go up. That's a fantasy, right? Why will it only go up? Explain. Because the dollar is going to go and crash, but Bitcoin's not going to replace it. It's not acceptable, right? Oh, Trump's going to do Bitcoin. Trump can't. He doesn't have gold to buy Bitcoin. He's not going to buy. Okay, so so you think because Trump might buy more Bitcoin, the demand is there, like in gold, and I'm going to buy Bitcoin and it's going to go up. Well, you don't know what the real value of Bitcoin is. So, from a standpoint of if Trump buys it and does it, hey Pedro, what's up with Trump and Bitcoin? Well, I think Trump comes in as president and realizes he's got a $36 trillion debt. And he realizes he can't keep printing money to pay for the debt because the money's worthless. So he's thinking, how do I pay off the debt? Otherwise, I look like an idiot being president. So Trump sits there and he goes, you know what? Why don't we buy Bitcoin and then push the price up and then we can maybe pay off the debt with the Bitcoin? Well, the problem is because it's not the government's, it's yours. People own Bitcoin, not the government, where the government can print 36 trillion. Well, why doesn't the government print 36 trillion and pay it off? Because the 36 trillion would wipe out the value of the currency would go to zero. And so Trump thinks, well, I'll pay off the debt with the Bitcoin, which he can't do because he doesn't own it. So he either confiscates your Bitcoin, and yes, he can, or he can't sell gold for the Bitcoin. If you got the gold, then why not just use the gold to pay off the debt? That's where I know he doesn't have gold, because if they did, you would just raise the price of gold and then go and here's 36 trillion in gold and we paid off the debt. I mean, that's what I would do. I showed you the gold I bought yesterday, right? I bought a 1 ounce and a 10th ounce. And I said, if I need $3,000, I can go sell the ounce of gold and get the money. That's the beauty of gold. I can interact with it. I can go back to the store. He'll give me the money. I've done it before. He'll give me the money. And then I got the money to pay off the bill. So I used the gold to pay the bill. But in Bitcoin, again, it's not his. Saylor owns it, and Larry Fink owns it, and a bunch of little guys own little bits and pieces of it. But you're now at the mercy of Saylor and Fink. And believe me, when the shit starts hitting the fan, they're going to dump it. And you're going to go wondering why the price goes down. And then you're going to thank me for going, yeah, Bitcoin probably wasn't a good investment. But now you're upset because I talked you out of it because I'm saying it's not real. It's a Ponzi scheme, but the price goes up and you could have made money on it. Well, if you're listening to me, I'm telling you to buy gold because gold's about to go to the moon because the dollar's going out and it's Bitcoin is not money, gold is. So that's Trump's plan is how do I pay the debt off? And the only way is really he's got to just get rid of the tax and just do a sales tax or something. He needs the government cannot get you out of it because they don't generate revenue. So if you hire people, it's a cost to you. So let's say we're the president and we'll hire more people to spend. Well, where am I getting the money to pay all the government employees? I'm printing it because I got more debt with the employees than I got tax revenue coming in. And why is tax the revenue? Tax shouldn't be the revenue. So there's public and private. We're the private. When we work, I spend my money. I went to the grocery store yesterday. I bought gold yesterday. That's helping the economy. But the government's not going to do that. They're the public part. So Trump's trying to figure out a way to pay off the debt. And he has no way. He cannot do anything about inflation because that's printing the money, which then makes the money less valuable. So if you're holding Bitcoin, it's priced in dollars, $100,000. Your house, $500,000. Well, when the dollar goes out, guess what happens to those values? They go to zero. Your house will go to zero because the dollar will not exist. The dollar is gone out. So how can anything priced in dollars have a value when the dollar isn't here anymore, or the euro, or the yuan, or the yen, or the Swiss franc, or British pound? So that's what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I put you into gold because it won't happen to gold because gold becomes the money. And Bitcoin doesn't. I told you the Titanic story several times where you're getting out of the Titanic is the paper. This is the Titanic. It's the paper money. It's your assets that are in paper, your stocks, your bank, your house, your Bitcoin, any assets. My Rolex, my Mantle cards, they're all tied to the dollar. And they're all going to lose all their value. But what'll happen is the dollar gets replaced by a gold. So we need the medium of exchange, right? We need what everybody wants. We need it divisible and accepted and durable. This is how the economy runs. You can't run without this. So even if you just, is Bitcoin going to be the money? But why would the value of Bitcoin go up? This doesn't go up in value. This actually goes down. Gold would be much higher if they got rid of the derivatives price fixing, but they're not price fixing Bitcoin. But wait till Larry Fink gets a hold of it, then you'll see price fixing. Him and Saylor are going to dump it when the dollar starts really going down and the debt captures everything, and they're going to dump, and you're going to be left. All of a sudden it'll be worth maybe 10,000. And then you'll go, yeah, I guess Howard knew what he was talking about. Just like I say, gold's going to go to 10, 20,000 an ounce. It's already up to 2,700. I guess I know what I'm talking about because it's a simple formula. It's supply and demand. It's very limited supply of gold. You're locking 200,000 tons versus 21 million Bitcoin, if it's even real, which you don't know because you can't see one because they don't exist. So how do you buy a Bitcoin that doesn't exist? It's code. It's not really a coin. It's not, it's not, this is real. I can hold it. It says $5. I can go to Caesar's Palace, get $5 for this. It's real. However, Bitcoin's not real. So why would you invest in it? Because, it doesn't make sense. It's worth $100,000. How can it be worth $100,000? What is it? Nobody has it. It's just a Ponzi scheme. It's like Madoff. Only Madoff's didn't go up and down in value. Madoff, just as he got people to pay him. So if Bobby gives me 100, I give 20 to Luke and 20 to Pedro and 20 to other people and keep 20 for myself. That is not, value going up, but the people are getting paid, so they're happy. Bobby thinks he's going to get paid, and he will if I can get Luke now in, or I can get Joe in, or Phil. So that's a Ponzi scheme, and that's what Bitcoin is. People, there really isn't anything. It's like those monkey heads or monkey faces that were digital that really weren't real. So that's the problem with a Bitcoin. But that's why you own the asset, right? If I have a Rolex, or I have I have the Mantle card, I have the Mahomes card, I have the card. People will still want it. There's still demand for the card. It's still limited. There's not a lot of PSA 10 Montana rookies or Lawrence Taylor rookies or Mantle 1965s, Willie Mays, Koufax. There's not a lot of those in that condition because they're 65s. So you can bitch at me because Bitcoin's price is high now, but that's not again, why are you in it? Because you think it's going to go up. Why do you think it's going to go up? Trump, what's he going to do? Where's he going to get the money? He's going to print the money and make the money worthless to have Bitcoin? I mean, that's just ridiculous. But you can see why they want Trump to buy it, because they know the price will go up. So, Trump's going to buy Bitcoin with what? The inflated money he's going to print. He has no money. He's got a $36 trillion debt, and he's going to go buy Bitcoin? With what? Oh, he'll buy with the gold we don't have. We don't have gold in your Fort Knox. We have gold, at my guy's store at Redford Coin, we have gold. That's it. And then us who have gold and silver, that's it. Costco, people are buying gold, but they buy an ounce, and it's, my point is with the ounce, cost me 2,800 yesterday. I can't do that every week. I can do it once a month because I can buy an ounce here and an ounce there. But that's why I've already bought, because I saw what's coming. And that's my gift, is to put A creates B, creates C, creates D. So we're way ahead of the game, because I've been telling you this for years. Buy your gold and silver. You didn't believe me because the price didn't move. It was 1,700, 1,800, 1,900. Now it's 2,700. Now it's sitting there for a while. I don't know if you believe me or not, but I can only do it and say, look, this is what I'm doing. I can only share. I show you my gold. Here it is. I bought it yesterday. Very excited, very happy. So that's all I can do. So that's what Trump's trying to do, is pay the debt, because we're fucked, because this is worthless. So he can't print 36 trillion, and he's got to keep paying for the debt. That's why he's got Musk and the other guy to try to cut government, because he knows the deficit's killing him. It keeps going on with the debt. You got the $1 trillion of interest on the debt. You're not using Bitcoin for that, because Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not a government money, so it'll never fly. They're going to tax it on you, and I mean, they might even stop it. I don't know, but you're going around the government, which is a very risky thing to do. Just check with the Nazis and Hitler, right? You don't want to go against him. So that's what money is. Bitcoin's not acceptable, and we don't even know if it's portable or durable. Just that, well, if I have internet and I'm in Italy, I can go into my Bitcoin account and then I still got to take it to my bank, and then I can maybe use the ATM to get it, I guess. Which is what I would do with PayPal, right? If I got paid in Italy on PayPal for Teaser King, I would then transfer it to my bank. And then if I needed to, I would do an ATM, or what was simpler, I just use my debit and credit card. So I guess that's what you'll try to do with Bitcoin. You'd sell it with the intent of, well, I'll just use my debit card. So if I sell 100,000, will it go into my bank? I won't be able to get the cash. Maybe I can take 5 or 10 grand out, maybe. And then I'll have to go use up my debit and credit card to kind of get the money that way. But the dollar is going out. That's a fact. That'll go to zero, as every other currency that's not backed by gold in the history of the world has done. Ask the Romans, the Germans, and on, French, English, because they keep printing it, and it's something you can't print. So what I tell you is investments are to buy assets. And that comes into, is a Bitcoin an asset? It's sort of like, it's not a stock, because the stock's really based on, Amazon has earnings, I'll buy Amazon stock, and it has earnings. It'll go up because Amazon's making money. As soon as Amazon doesn't make money, the stock drops. Where Bitcoin's not really reflective of an earnings of anything. It's supposed to be money, but if it's money, it shouldn't be worth 100,000, and it should be used to purchase things. Money is the medium of exchange. You should get paid in Bitcoin, and then you should be able to buy things. So if you can go to Kroger's with Bitcoin, then I would say it's money, but nobody wants to spend it. Michael Saylor accumulates it. Think, apparently some of you guys, you buy it and go, look, it went up in money. So I tell you to sell your stocks because they're going to crash. So, you can hold it longer. But I would advise you, as I do about gambling, to take your profits. So if I take 5 grand and play craps and I'm up 20 grand, I'm taking 10 grand off the table. Now we'll play the other 10. And now I'm going to make at least 5,000 because I started with 5. So now I'm up 5 and I keep playing, and hopefully I get up more. And then I start losing, because that's what happens at a casino. And if you think Bitcoin's any different, you're crazy. If you think stocks are any different, you're crazy. They're all manipulated, right? Just like gold's manipulated, but it's more magnetized because people buy gold knowing it's the answer to the riddle, what do I get into? But because they keep pushing the price down, why isn't the price going down? And so you're chasing Bitcoin because it's a high price. And you think, I'm going to make money at it. Well, you're not going to make money. You're going to pay this tax, and then you're going to